say more. What was decisive for you in choosing your editor?
Yeah, so the story is really interesting to me. So after being turned down by a few referrals from people who knew people, they didn't have time, I wasn't the right person, the right story. I went on to LinkedIn and I thought, okay, I never really even used this venue, but I'm going to dive in and I'm going to see if I can find somebody. And I started to, search for editors, ghostwriters, anything. And there were a bunch of people that came up and I reached out and there were three people that I wound up interviewing. And I thought that was really important rather than just hiring somebody based on a website. I really wanted to talk to them. So the first woman that I spoke to, she was great. I loved her. She lived not too far away. She walked through breast cancer. I'm like, oh, this is my new best friend, right? Like, this is going to be perfect. And I sent her the manuscript and she basically got back to me and said, this is great. Like, it's publishable. It's perfect just the way it is. Like, you need some grammar and a couple, periods here and there, but I think it's pretty ready. And she freaked me out so bad with the compliment that I thought she's wrong. Like, this is not ready. She's just trying to get a few $100 out of me to do something. And it just didn't resonate because I really felt like I needed more. The second woman I spoke to actually goes by the same as me. So, there was already this kinship. And she ran a speaker organization. And it's one of the things I love to do is get on stage and speak. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. She's going to help me. And then she's going to get me on stage. And it's going to be this awesome relationship. And I was waiting to get will you send me something? And she never asked for the manuscript, never wanted to see it. And she sent me an invoice for a ridiculous amount of money. And I thought, oh, honey, I wrote this already. I don't need you to do this from scratch. I just need some guidance and some help. This bill is just way too hefty for what I'm asking. And how do you even know you like my story? And where I wanted somebody to resonate, if you didn't even read it, why would you want to work with me? Right. And how do you find my voice? So she was next. And then you fast forward to my new friend, Brad. And it was great because, and here's how I tell the story, right? And I'm not even sure it's 100% accurate, right? Because years go by and things shift. But I get on the phone with Brad, right? And we have this lovely conversation. And I think you told me you wrote blogs about beer, right? Is that, there's right. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
beer. I'm not even I'm a whiskey girl. I'm not even a beer girl. This isn't going to go well. And you obviously are not a female. And there was no great cancer story that you shared with me. And I thought, this is just not this isn't going to work at all. And you said to me, send me the manuscript, send me 20, I think it was exactly 2,500 words. You said, send me 2,500 words. Let me show you what I can do. And I went, okay. And I think I sent you more. And I said, pick what you want to do and share. And I hung up the phone thinking I'm back to square one. Because again, I had these expectations of which you did not check the list. And when you sent me back what you did, and I can't remember how long it took, it wasn't very long, but when you sent it back, I read it. And I read it to myself and I read it out loud. And then I read it to my boyfriend and I actually started crying. And it almost brings tears. Actually, I'm a little weepy as we speak because there was such an emotional connection to what you did for me because you see, I'm crying. You didn't expect that, did you? When you asked me this question, you didn't expect tears.
Oh,
You took what was so important to me and was so vulnerable and you made it more beautiful than it started in a way where it was never not my voice. And I will tell you today, because the book is now published, right? It's you can get it. My greatest compliment, which actually is a compliment truly to you about the book, is that there are numerous people that say when I read the book, I can hear your voice.
oh,
It's like you're reading it out loud to me. And so if I wasn't 100% positive that you were the right person to help me with this, then I am 1,000% positive that you were the right person. Because when somebody says that to me, when I got help, right, with my words, you didn't write the book or the story for me. You helped bring it to life in a way that was publishable and I'm super proud of and not embarrassed, right, that I didn't do a good enough job in the language or the even just down to the sentence structure, right? And look, I need tissues to do this. Um, and I was done, right? And quite frankly, you from a financial standpoint, you came in the middle of the two of them, and you were worth absolutely every single dime and a penny plus. And had you come in higher, it wouldn't have made a difference because the outcome of what you provided for me that I didn't even understand I needed was so great that all three of those expectations, which again, you don't meet, and I still consider us friends, even though, we don't hang out and go to coffee together, right, on a regular basis,
Hmm.
but it didn't matter, right? So when you find somebody in a professional world or even a personal world that exceeds your expectations in a way to elevate you, the checklist you started with becomes irrelevant. It was really, I mean, you provided me such an enormous gift. I'm trying to put it in words. I'm not even sure I can. It was pretty amazing. Still amazing. So thank
Yeah.
you.